Have you ever met someone who triggers something deep inside you? Maybe they annoy you or fascinate you. Either way, you can't stop thinking about them. What if I told you that person isn't just them, but a reflection of you? Today, we're diving into one of the most hauntingly beautiful ideas in philosophy and depth psychology, the mirror of the other. Or, to put it simply, you don't see people as they are. You see them as you are. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only look at your relationships differently, but you might start seeing yourself in a way you never have before. The psychological mirror. Let's begin with a strange truth. Most of your emotional reactions to others have little to do with them. According to Carl Jung, Swiss psychiatrist and pioneer of analytical psychology, much of what you perceive in other people is actually a reflection of what's hidden within yourself. He called this psychological phenomenon projection. Projection happens when you unconsciously assign your own unwanted feelings, traits, or desires onto someone else. You hate their arrogance, but it might be your own repressed pride. You envy their success, but deep down, you might be afraid of your own potential. It's not that the other person doesn't matter, but when your emotional response is bigger than the situation calls for, it's a clue. Something inside you is being activated. And here's the catch. Most people never notice it. The Shadow Jung believed that each of us carries what he called a shadow, the part of the psyche we hide, repress, or deny. It's not just bad things like rage or greed. The shadow can include strengths you're too scared to own, talents you've buried, dreams you've abandoned, and guess what? The shadow doesn't stay quiet. It sneaks out in your irritations, your obsessions, your judgments. When you can't stand someone, or when you're drawn to them in an almost irrational way, your shadow might be trying to talk to you. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're constantly annoyed by a friend who talks too much. You think they're so self-centered. But if you dig deeper, you might find something surprising. Maybe you were punished for speaking up as a child. Maybe you learned to stay quiet to feel safe. So now, when someone else expresses themselves freely, it awakens a part of you that longs to be heard, but doesn't know how. That discomfort. It's not about them. It's your shadow knocking, the gift of difficult people. Now here's the philosophical twist. The people you find most difficult in life, they might be your greatest teachers. Why? Because they show you what you refuse to yell. See in yourself, that annoying coworker, that ex who drives you crazy, that friend who always gets under your skin. Each one holds a mirror. Not a clear one, but a distorted, emotional mirror that reflects some hidden part of you. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about becoming aware. When you see your own reflection in others, you begin to reclaim your power. Instead of saying, "They make me feel this way," you can ask, "Why does this feeling live in me in the first place?" It's the beginning of self-ownership, of freedom. Because as long as your triggers control you, you're not fully free. But when you begin to study them, when you treat every emotional reaction like a clue, you start uncovering the deeper layers of who you are, the shadow in love and friendship. Let's take it even further. This mirror principle doesn't just apply to enemies. It shows up just as strongly in love, admiration, even hero worship. Ever had a crush so intense it felt like magic? You weren't just falling for them. You were falling for a disowned part of you that they awakened. Jung called this the anima, and animus, archetypal images of the opposite inner gender in men and women. But more broadly, it's about projection again. You see someone strong, successful, charismatic, and you think, they complete me. But often what you're really seeing is your own unrealized potential. You fall for what you already are, just in someone else's costume. That's why, when the illusion fades, relationships get rocky. You stop projecting. You see the other person more clearly, and now the real work begins. True connection begins. When projection ends. How to use the mirror okay. So now that we know about the mirror, what can we do with it? Step 1. Notice your emotional spikes. When someone triggers you, positively or negatively, pause. Don't react. Get curious. Step 2. Ask, what part of me is being touched here? Is this anger, jealousy, awe, attraction? Try to name it. Step 3. Turn the spotlight inward. Ask yourself, where does this live in me? When did I learn to hide it? This isn't always easy. It takes honesty. It can feel like pulling back a curtain you've had closed for years, but the reward is enormous. You begin to see people more clearly, not as projections, but as themselves. You stop being ruled by unconscious patterns, and you begin what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming whole. The path to wholeness, Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Becoming whole doesn't mean becoming perfect. It means integrating all the parts of yourself, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the wounded, and the world helps you do it. Every person you meet holds a key. Some open doors to joy, others open doors to pain, but every door leads inward. So, the next time someone gets under your skin, try this. Instead of pushing them away, ask yourself what they're here to teach you. Instead of judging, listen. Instead of reacting, reflect. You might just discover that the thing you hate in them is something unloved in you. And that realization, that's the beginning of freedom. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think or feel something, consider subscribing. We explore deep, timeless ideas like this every week. Until next time, remember, the world is your mirror, and every reflection is an invitation to go deeper.